and then I'll get started. This is gonna be fairly high pace. I'm not gonna like stop and belabor individual things. I'm just gonna kind of like show each level, show the various strats that there are that you have to know, how to do them fast. I'll mention things that need to be known about what you're supposed to do at each point, and I'll try not to dumb it down a whole lot, so hopefully it'll be pretty fast. The goal is to basically be a, not substitute, but a companion to Lawyer Dog's video, which still exists, and which is a very, very useful piece of video. So, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna try not to really dig in on individual level strats for this. I'm just gonna show like what to do and what the various obvious skips are and things that you need to know.
He gets up, sets off for the Bastion.
So yeah,
where everyone agreed to go.
Bastion new game all story levels. I'm assuming that you already know how to time this game, so I'm not gonna really talk about where you were supposed to start the timer or anything like that. Get to the hammer and pick it up. That should be about 14 seconds in. If it's not, you probably need to double check either VSync or turn on the no fixed step command line option. You can find out about that in the thread on SDA. That attack I just did there, I'll talk about in a little bit, but it's basically when you roll, you have these power attacks that you do. And in order to get those to happen while using mouse movement, you actually have to let go of the mouse button at the end of your roll, and then click the attack button.
He sets foot inside one of Selandia's
here, obviously, you shoot Rondi as quickly as possible. Try not to hit the box if you can avoid it. You can break some of this other stuff for swag, but the whole point of shooting Rondi is just to get the shield to drop more quickly. Then come back here, break this thing with an overhand hit, and then swing again, so that you can hit this with an overhand, followed by an underhand. Then each of these things is one roll and 2 moving hammer hits. So the whole time you're hitting these boxes, just keep holding down the mouse button so that you're still moving, and then swing.
More squirts start coming out of the woodwork.
Alright, and then for this, just kill these squirts one at a time until the big guy comes toward you. Block him. If you miss, no problem, just swing some more. Try to sweep back and forth across the room so that everything comes and kind of clumps up on top of you. And then you only have to kill all but 2 of these things.
He gets a good look at things on his way down.
So as long as you get out of there with, as long as you have at most 2 of those things alive, you can get out. Alright, so here, once you get out here, you want to align your mouse slightly off. So notice the ground is kind of aligned this way, right? This is like the isometric direction. Well, you want to align slightly below that, and then you want to roll, 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 and you should be able to get around that wall before it even falls. Then just roll carefully. Pick up Whirlwind. You don't need Whirlwind, but it's going to save time in Workman Ward, and so you're going to really want it. Here you have to open the distillery, but you don't have anything to equip. And you have to open the arsenal, but you don't have anything to switch. And then just move on.
Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins.
Alright, you can kill this guy however you like. Now get up in the top corner here. And when you do this, when you stand in the top corner of this thing, this turret won't spawn. And so you can just kill the other turrets. This isn't as important on this category as it is on New Game Any %. Also, as soon as this thing is close enough for you to roll across. Don't wait. Pick up this something heavy ASAP. Kill all the stuff. Your XP is not super important, but you don't want to kill too many things in general. And now, we're going to do the main skip of this stage, which is that we're going to get in position for this guy to attack us, and then roll twice. So when he hits you, you're gonna roll once, right as his hammer attacks you, and then you're gonna roll again as you get to the top of the gate. So you're gonna get your body like right up against this gate, and then you're gonna roll a second time. Anyway, then you pick up the core, roll once, and then roll off.
Well, down toward the Bastion.
The best way I can recommend for you to learn that skip, that gate clip, if you don't already know it, is to watch any speedrun of Bastion that is done at a top level, because you will see people getting in a particular position before they do that skip, and you want to be in that position, that exact position, and then you will see them roll in a particular angle, and then wait for a particular time to do their second roll, and that's kind of what you want to do. So just watching existing runs by top players will pretty much get you what you need on that skip. Alright, so now in the Bastion, we're just going to get to the monument as quickly as possible, make sure you don't fall, but just roll directly there and drop the core in ASAP.
The Bastion comes alive.
Now, we're going to roll off to the left here, because you only get one building pad, obviously, and we're going to build the distillery, specifically. I'm sorry, I'm literally lying. We're going to build the arsenal. I'm getting my categories confused. The arsenal is on the bottom, notice. So what you do is when you open this menu, have your cursor in the bottom half of the left side of the screen. And that way when you hit the interact key, you can immediately click and build the arsenal. If you do it fast enough, you will not even see the menu. Now before we go north here, as soon as you cross this line here, a text, Ruck's text is going to start, and then you want to make sure that you get to the Skyway as soon as he starts talking, as soon as you can, and then while in the Skyway, as quickly as you can, click on Workman Ward. It's going to be right about here, right about, in fact, where I'm standing on the screen. You're going to click on it, and you're going to hit either Enter or Return on your keyboard, and that will travel. So we're going to roll, travel, click over here, and hit Enter. Done. So the fact that Rux was talking when we went to Workman Ward, when we went to the Skyway, meant that he would not start speaking on the Skyway, and so it saved about 2 seconds of text. Anyway, Workman Ward is pretty straightforward. Get up, roll twice, roll a little carefully here, don't fall. Go up against the cage and hug it for a second, then come down here, whirlwind, stationary hammer hits, either 2 or 3, and then you can finish him off with the whirlwind if he's not dead. Grab the core and just escape as quickly as possible. Workman Ward is a really straightforward level. It'll probably be one of the first levels that you perfect. Alright, so when you come to the Bastion, what you want to do is roll up alongside the monument. And what you want to get is 2 full rolls, so that you get up and either up and behind the monument or up just above the monument, and then drop in the core. So 1, 2. Of course, don't go out of range, but you want to be about where I'm standing right now when you drop it in. Okay, now you're going to go over to the building pad that just appeared, and you're going to build the distillery, which is on the bottom. So again, it's the same deal. You put the mouse cursor in the bottom left position, hit the interact button, and click immediately. Now go in the distillery and equip Whiskey. As quickly as possible, exit. Rux is going to be talking. Go to the Skyway before he finishes talking. And that way, again, you'll skip some text here, and that'll save about 3 seconds. So now we're going to go to Melting Pot. The reason we're going to Melting Pot first is this is going to give us trip mines, and trip mines are going to save a little bit of time in Sundown Paths, so it's better to go here first. Alright, so remember the release mouse overhand hammer attack, right? We're going to use one right here to break this thing. So you're going to get up, roll over here, and let go of the mouse to slam that thing, and then do one more attack to finish it off. Either that or roll into it to finish it. Then just get to the switch as quickly as possible and trigger it. And now kind of just get some stuff out of the way. Pick up the trip mines. You can break some stab weed if you'd like. It's kind of annoying if this stuff is in the way. And now you're just going to want to drop 1 trip mine in there. And then each of these boxes is going to take 32 damage, and if you fail to kill them, then it's not a big deal. There's actually no time component in this level that is based on how long it takes you to kill those big guys. The level is time-based, so it's basically an auto-scroller. However, there's going to be a lot of stuff to kill, and some things will be able to speed it up. And so, for example, we want to actually manipulate our XP so we level at a particular time. We also want these windbags to be out of the way. So what I'm doing is waiting until the box is open. and then I'm killing them after the box is open. That causes me to get half as much XP from them. After these 2 boxes spawn, we're gonna get up here, wait for this one dude to spawn, drop a mine on him, go down here, then our level up explosion will kill that dude immediately, and then kill this guy as quickly as possible. And that will cause these 2 big green gas fellows to spawn. And that is one way to speed up the level. The next thing is we're gonna get 3 more big scumbags.
Maybe 5 more minutes, maybe 30.
Kill them if you can. Drop a mine for this big guy in the middle. Try to kill this dude over here. It's all, none of this mostly matters. But what does matter is these big squirts, kill them ASAP. Also, if you can get the big scumbags, the big gas fellows killed, that'll be a nice time saver as well. Alright, after this point though, nothing actually affects how fast the level goes. So you can kill these guys as quickly as you want, doesn't really matter.
Cage is awful heavy.
Collect as many black tonics as you want. Destroy some stab weed. Relax. Collect these fragments over here. Rux is gonna say it's a troublesome scene to be sure. And if you are sure it is a troublesome scene, then you will appreciate that comment. Feel free to drop more trip mines to kill more things, shoot some stuff with the repeater, because who cares. Alright, now big guy's gonna spawn here. Kill him. And then another big guy is gonna spawn in the middle. Get him killed. Alright, then this guy's gonna spawn on the right. Drag him down here if you can. Then get out of the way. Pick up the core. Try to get the big guy to hit you so you can get onto the barge ASAP and escape. That boost onto the barge is totally optional. It maybe saves 2 seconds. But every little bit helps. Alright. So now the only option to build is the forge, so build the forge. Again, when you open the thing here, you hit the interact key and then just immediately click anywhere on the left side of the screen and it will register the building ASAP. Alright, so now you go to the sundown path. Alright, the nice thing about the sundown path is you can roll as fast as you want here. You do not have to hesitate at any time in this level. Never hesitate, just keep going. Make sure that you know, of course, where the ground actually is. But you never have to hesitate, you don't have to break that barrier. Drop a trip mine here for this dude. Collect the black tonic. It saves time compared to collecting a different black tonic later in the level. Alright, now here, there's a skip. Normally, if you get on this sky bridge here, it'll take you to this platform up to the left. But if you roll into it at a particular angle, you can actually get all the way over to the next platform. So we're going to do that here. What you want to do is get approximately right here, below and to the right of the sky bridge, roll into it and use it at the same time. So I'll do it like this. Then roll to the left and you should be able to get on here. That's all there is to it. You'll probably have to practice it a whole bunch. But in general, for every one of the sky bridges, you want to be rolling into it if possible. Even here, you can roll with impunity. Alright, drop your 3 mines, kill the dude, and then off you go. Now you're going to pick up hand grenades, break this thing here, get below it, roll and use it, and you'll be able to clip through there. Throw 1 grenade, and then run around the rest of these things. Don't fall, though.
In all this toil, Kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question.
So that skip in the middle of the stage is probably the hardest one, but it's really not that troublesome if you practice it a bunch. It's not too hard to get good at it.
So he didn't find the core that time.
Alright, so now we're going to go straight to the Skyway, because there's no core, obviously. Next level is Hanging Gardens. It's directly below Sundown Path. It's really important for you to get used to where the positions of the levels are so that you can have your mouse cursor already in that position as you get to the Skyway, and then just mouse over it and hit enter, and that's enough. Alright, so here you get up, roll, wait as the stairs form up, then roll, roll, roll. Of course, I botched it because I double clutched. Then do roll, roll, roll here, but unfortunately I fell. Roll once, then 4 times, then 4 more, go off screen, and then use Whirlwind. Oh, right, sorry, I'm dumb actually. Let's do that level again. Disregard anything I just said. We'll try it again. Rolling in hang gardens is definitely the worst, by far. There's a lot of places where, even though it looks like the ground is solid, you will definitely fall off. There's not really a lot to do about that other than get used to watching the ground as it forms and trying to determine where it is as they're going. Alright, so roll, roll. See, there it is again. Roll, roll. Wait, roll, roll, roll. Roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, go off screen here, hold shift and hit T, or sorry, hit your key to throw a grenade. Now get in under here, specifically under this white block. Roll right twice. You'll get through, and then you can roll 3 times to get over here without falling. Now you want to go around the bottom there, and then across this invisible platform. Then here you gotta be a little careful when you're rolling. And now what you do, you don't have to fight any of these guys at all. Just get into this little nook between these 2 guys, pick up the core, and off you go. Make sure to roll once as you're going through the gate to save a little time.
But he says this, we have to go. Please. He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zulf. No hiding, he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't.
So now you get to rest your hands a little bit during the cutscene. What I usually do at this time is move my mouse off the window because I'm running in windowed mode, and position it about 1/3 of the way up the screen on the right side. And then as soon as you get control, you will be able to roll below the monument, which is where you want to be. So at this stage, nothing that we build matters, and we're not going to use any of the buildings either, so you just go over, build whatever. Again, just put your mouse on the left side of the screen, hit interact, and then click the thing immediately. Unfortunately, you will not be able to get a text skip here, which means you will have to wait for Rex to stop talking before you can go to Cinderbrick Fort. The reason we do Cinderbrick Fort first is that you can get the musket here, and it will save a bunch of time in Pith Orchard. It'll not only make the quick kill on Pith easier, but it will also allow us to break barriers more quickly. Alright, so Cinderbrick Fort, again, is the level where you gotta be a little careful about the ground. I'm not gonna get too into the exact pattern of rolls here. There's a lot of ways you can handle it. But once you get here, make sure to open the cage, then break these objects here, and then pick up the musket as soon as it becomes available. And then you're on your way. Here you can just hug the bottom left here, but make sure that you don't just roll as fast as you can. That guy you just hammer hit and musket. It's only that one turret that you have to kill. And now the rest of the way is just roll as fast as you can, which is very slow because this ground is extremely uncooperative.
Kid's stash of grenades is there for him if things get even worse.
And then you can't cut that corner like that, but you can just hug the edge here. Just aim the mouse correctly and that's easy. Okay, now this skip here, there's this huge battle here that you would normally have to do, but instead, follow along this boundary between the blue and red ground here. Get in here until the kid stops. Now aim halfway up the stairs, hold your mouse there, do not move your mouse, roll, roll, roll until you get through. That's it. Don't move your mouse there ever, just aim halfway up the stairs on the left and roll. It'll probably take you 3 rolls, that is expected. But if you just roll 3 times, you'll get through and everything will be good. Okay, so now that we're back from Cinderbrick Fort, drop the core in. Go build whatever, which should be either Memorial or Lost and Found, obviously, and then head to Pith Orchard.
No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it.
So, at the beginning of Pith Orchard, you can actually roll faster than it appears. You don't have to wait that long. Now get to about here, aim north, and fire the gun, and then you should get a pretty clear path to go forward.
In time, though.
Then just roll a bunch. Be careful around here, these stairs are inconvenient. Now when you get to Pith, what you want to do, throw a grenade, hammer, musket, hammer, throw a grenade again. So, watch. There. It looks really, really quick and hard to understand when I do it like that, but it's pretty straightforward. Throw a grenade, hammer, musket, hammer, throw a grenade. There's a cooldown on throwing your grenades, so you have to make sure that you are able to do something in the interim. You could just kill him with 3 grenades, but 2 grenades with the interim attacks is better.
Though I got some alternatives in mind.
Anyway, there's obviously no core or shard in Pith Orchard, so you head straight to Langston River.
The Langston River flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up.
Alright, so Langston River, you have to get past all these obstacles at the beginning, and the musket will help you with that. Shoot those, you can go past these and just roll behind the thing there, and then hit the switch. Now you really don't want to get a whole lot of XP here, so in fact what I'm going to do is just drop off the barge and chill.
Maybe Nelly knows the way to the core.
So Langston River is a really good opportunity to just kind of relax. You can kill stuff, but it's generally a bad idea because it will probably result in you leveling up a little sooner than you want.
Nelly's just another windbag to those guns.
So, while you're chilling here, you have an opportunity to admire the scenery, take a drink, potentially even go for a restroom break, although I would not recommend it. So there's not quite enough time to just go do whatever you want. Also, once these boxes appear here, just for your own safety, you want to kill them. And then you can kill this guy too. If you get Were Whiskey, I would just heal up immediately. You're going to want Were Whiskey later in the level, but for right now, it's really dangerous to have Were Whiskey. So, once you killed the 2 boxes, you can just go back to sleep. For some reason, the enemies will attack the boxes and make you very unhappy. Okay, once you hear the line, "Well, Weepin' Nelly tries harder," get up and get to the bottom right corner of the boat here. Because when you collide with the wall, you're going to get knocked up right here, and then you have a shorter path to get onto land. And then here it's just a bunch of rolling, obviously, to get to the core. Careful about right there. It's very easy to get boosted by the stab weed off the platform. So just get back to the boat, and now you can kill things. There's nothing wrong with killing anything at this point. Because by skipping killing literally everything beforehand, you've already saved a ton of XP, so it's no big deal. Alright, you're also going to want Were Whiskey at this point, so what you should do is take a little damage, heal up, then roll off to take a little more damage, heal up again, just get yourself down to like 1 potion, and now just start rolling off to get yourself some damage. If you want, you can take damage from the green gas fellas too. They certainly do a fair bit of damage. Also, when these guys spawn, aim at this guy here, but don't lock on, and just throw a grenade. And it should kill all 3. Alright, so one more fall. You want Were Whiskey before this second barge here is going to spawn. And the way we're going to deal with them is I'm going to lock on, throw a grenade, and then shoot the musket. And that'll kill all of them. And then just for the hell of it, I'll grab the black tonic there. And now I do not want to collect those health potions. If I do, I'm not going to automatically heal, so it's not a huge deal. But I just want to avoid them to be safe. I want to have Were Whiskey. Also, I want to stay near the back of the barge. It'll spawn me closer to the center of the island here. Alright, so I'm going to get about this spot. Shoot this bird and then block it. Same here. Nice. Okay, that worked out really well. Now just collect all the health potions. Make sure your health is high. Shoot the birds. Do not let them come near you. It's really dangerous for them to be allowed to attack you, because it is very possible for the birds to kill you. If the birds kill you as you're transitioning to Prosper Bluff, you will be in for a very bad time. Basically, the entire screen will be black here, and you will not be able to do anything, unless you happen to be able to navigate Prosper Bluff in complete darkness, which is not the case for most people. Okay, so when you get up here, you're going to roll along the left side of this barrier to just go right past it. You do not need to break it. Then you're going to roll into this barrier here, and then shoot it, and you're just going to go straight through this gate here. Now you're going to go down this way. You're going to have to wait just a little bit for this platform to spawn. Hit the switch. That was the roll button, not the hit button. And then come back here. Make sure to roll to recover from midair. Just saves a little bit of time. Come down here, hit the switch, roll back across that plank before it breaks. You're going to do the same thing here. Hit the switch, roll back across the plank. It's pretty lenient in terms of the timing on that.
That's the one.
Here, shoot these boxes and just roll through to break the last one. Then hit the switch, and then take the sky bridge back. And if you're fast, you can actually recover before you fall here, but it's really tight timing. Alright, so here you gotta be a little careful about moving across this bridge. And now for the toughest skip in this level. There are two ways to do this skip. I tend to prefer one, Lawyer Dog tends to prefer another. So if you've watched Lawyer Dog's video, you will have seen something where you get up in this nook, and then you aim the mouse somewhere around here, and roll, and while rolling, sweep the mouse across like this. And I hate this particular version. I'm not able to do it like this. It never works for me. So instead, what I'm going to do is get to about this little intersection of this yellow tile with this brown tile. And then I'm going to roll up this way. Notice that's kind of not exactly in line with the isometric direction. I'm going to roll about this direction. And if I do it right, I should end up... It should seem like I'm standing on top of these plants here. It'll seem like normally if you just walk in here, notice that you stop right above these two stones on the left of the fire pit. But if I get to this position I just referred to, and then roll up this way, I should end up slightly higher. Yeah, so you see, I'm slightly deeper in, right? Now that I've accomplished this, I can aim directly to the right. Maybe not exactly directly to the right, maybe a little bit down to the right. But practically directly to the right. You go away. So again, roll this direction, not exactly the isometric direction, but a little bit above it. Also, you gotta make sure the fire pit's not in your way. Also, you can't hold mouse movement or you will fall straight off. Okay. You should end up here. Then what you're going to do is aim slightly down and directly to the right. Hold the mouse button. Roll. You will get in behind this thing. Unfortunately, it is very hard for me to undo this skip in order to be able to show you again. Like, I can't roll through it this way. There's no way. And reversing the skip is very difficult as well. So just rewatch that thing until you figure it out. Then go around the top of this thing. Hit this switch, hit the sky bridge, recover from midair. Unfortunately, I screwed that up, but that's okay. Just break the thing if you have to.
Well,
go over and pick up the journal. As soon as the bridge appears, you're going to get to about here, roll once onto the bridge, and then before it takes away the ability to roll, roll a second time up, around, and off the right edge. So roll, roll. Failed it. The idea is you get to around here, and then you roll off the right. Land in the middle, get up immediately, and walk to Zia. This is called falling for Zia, and it is faster by about maybe a second or maybe half a second. If you do it optimally. Like I did not do there.
When the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or again.
Also, I'm not kidding when I said that that gate skip in Prosper Bluff is definitely one of the hardest skips in New Game ASL. It is really challenging. I would recommend practicing it a lot. Fortunately, you can practice it on any difficulty, any file you have. Score attack file, doesn't matter. In any case, back from Prosper Bluff, drop the core in.
When I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't believe
Build the shrine. head to the Skyway. The last core is in Wild Outskirts, and there's no, even though Rux talks when you get to the Skyway, there's nothing actually preventing you from going to Wild Outskirts, so just click on it and go immediately. Alright, so this level is also fairly dicey. Here's how it's gonna work. We're gonna kill these 3 pincushions ASAP with grenades by locking on and throwing them. You always want to lock on when you throw a grenade. We're gonna leave, or we're gonna break this thing, that bramble right there, and then we're gonna let these guys peck at us for a little bit until we get Whiskey, and then we're gonna try not to die. Unfortunately, we failed at that. If you die, it's no big deal. Just try again, and make sure that you kill the stupid big pecker. Yeah, let's try that again, because I would like to show off how that actually works. Also, that bramble that I broke in the middle of that thing, that was not an accident. That was intentional. You want to break that bramble. I'll show you why as soon as we figure out the Whiskey strats.
In time, we charted the wild unknown, but we kept the name. Place is so raw, even the calamity couldn't cook it.
So again, go through the thing.
Kid learns the hard way not to
okay, sometimes that'll happen. You'll accidentally overshoot the thing with your hammer, or with your grenade. If you do, it's no big deal. Just kill the guy with attacks as quickly as possible.
Didn't expect the kid so soon.
Alright, I picked up a potion which sucks, but whatever. Okay, so what we're going to do is pick up the core, and then we're going to roll over here. You're going to go approximately into this spot. Notice it's between these 2 green bushes here. It's about halfway between this stone stuff and this stone stuff. You're going to get in here, you're going to aim pretty much directly to the right, and you're just going to roll like a madman. But first, you're going to pick up the core. So, get the core, get in here, and you're going to be able to roll through, and you're going to be able to go fast.
He digs his way out of the clearing.
Now here you can try to clip through this thing, which I generally do. It's just roll into it, and then roll basically isometrically down to the right. And that usually works pretty well. Alternatively, you can just kill the thing, which just requires 1 grenade. However, you might not have grenades, so that's part of the reason why you might want to just roll through it.
After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no. It ain't. Not by a long shot. Kid knows something's up.
So then there's a cutscene. Cutscenes happen sometimes.
Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says. But I will not.
Okay.
And with that,
so
Zolf leaves us here.
What we're going to do here is we're going to use a glitch. Previously, this glitch was used right after Cinderbrick Fort. However, we now use this here, even though it's a little bit risky, because it saves more time. However, that said, if you find that you soft-lock the game when trying to do the glitch this way, then I would recommend that you go to use it after Cinderbrick Fort. The principle is the same, it's just slightly different in terms of how it works when you do it after Cinderbrick Fort, because you still have to build a building. Here's the skip. You're going to roll up here, you're going to get to about this spot next to the monument, you're going to aim into this hole. The way you know you're aiming properly is that the shadow of your cursor is going to be right in the middle of this hole. And you're gonna roll into it. The pipe will activate the cutscene and the thing. Drop the core in at the same time. Get to the Skyway. Wait. And travel as he says. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. This will save a bunch of time that you would have had to wait for that core drop animation. So then you can travel to Jocelyn Bog. It also skips the text you otherwise would have had to listen to. Before traveling here. However, there was already a way to do that, but it's not a big deal.
Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop.
Okay.
Jocelyn Bog.
So Jocelyn Bog is the hardest level of the speedrun by far. Get up, walk for a bit, and then just get on your way, roll a whole bunch to get down to where the shard is, and just pick up the shard, right? Pick it up. No problem. Oh, no. You have to do these hallucinations first. So this is the absolute maximum in terms of Where-Whiskey strats. And so as a result, there's a lot of risk in this level. What I would recommend as you're starting out is, if you get Where-Whiskey and then die while having Where-Whiskey, and come back to life with full health, don't try to get Where-Whiskey again. Just fight your way through, finish the level however it takes, but don't try to get Where-Whiskey again, because you will risk having to restart the entire area. But if you're, like, seriously going for attempts, if you die, unless you're, like, on world record pace, in which case it's a reset, if you die, go ahead and get Where-Whiskey again, because it will still save time. So here's how it works to start. Get up, activate these two guys, let them both hit you, come down here, let these guys both hit you, and now you have Where-Whiskey. And now just be really careful, walk away from these things to get them to open their eyes, and just kind of sweep back and forth so that you can shoot them. If you kill them as quickly as possible, it's pretty nice, but it's challenging, so you'll have to practice it a bunch. Fortunately, as it turns out, if you get to this part of this level and you die and restart area, it will actually restart from the beginning of the hallucination. So it's actually pretty quick to practice this portion of the level. Okay, so these guys will not do squat until you actually start attacking. So what you're going to do is you're going to hammer swing to the right, and then wait just a fraction of a second for them all to congregate, and then you're going to throw a grenade to the right. And specifically, in between that time, you're going to hammer swing right, walk left a little bit, walk back to the right, and throw a grenade. It should look like this. Alright, if you don't get this guy, be very careful that you don't die. Do whatever it takes to kill him. Get in here, hammer and musket that guy, hammer and musket this guy, and if you do that fast enough, Ruck should spawn very early. Or, sorry, Zolf should spawn very early. Alright, in this area, you do not need to slow your rolls at all. Just keep going. Just roll as fast as you can, and everything will form up as quickly as it needs to. Okay, so again, in the saloon, we're going to need to kill things as fast as possible, and it will trigger a quick exit for us. So, go to the saloon. As soon as you spawn, go upright. Hammer, musket this thing, hammer, musket, grenade this thing, pick up the black tonic, get down here, musket that guy from close range, that will spawn Rondi immediately. Kill that thing, and die. As the transition happens, die. Now hit escape to come back to life, and you're going to be able to do this. This is a huge time save. You would otherwise be waiting for quite a while for the kid to get up here. Alright, and just spam the roll key, because as soon as the kid is able to get up, he will get up. Now get over here, kill this guy with grenades, whatever, it doesn't matter, just hit him with a lot of stuff. Now get here as quickly as possible. As soon as the screen turns white, start moving to the right, and you will be able to get to the ore as quickly as possible. Then come over there, then do the wood, then do the fire, then go to bed. So the way I just did that screen is pretty much the fastest way you can do it. So, it's very, very important that you keep Where-Whiskey all the way up until the time that you shoot Rondi. And then as soon as you shoot Rondi, you you can wait like a fraction of a second after shooting Rondi, but then make sure you get over to that turret and get killed ASAP. Alright, so once you're back, get up, pick up the shard. Just roll past this guy, make sure that you don't get caught. If you fall in the ground, you won't get caught, so that's always nice. Alright, get up to this guy. Hammer, hammer, musket, hammer, hammer, musket. Just keep doing this pattern until he gives you Where-Whiskey. Then throw true grenades. You'll level up, and then just use grenades to clear everything. And make sure you have one left. You can even heal here, it doesn't matter. Throw the last grenade at him, and it will allow you to leave ASAP. So this level can be very, very challenging. But if you practice it a bit, which is, you know, is a thing. But, you'll be able to get the hang of it. So, Once we finish Jocelyn Bog, drop the shard in. Now, the way we're going to upgrade buildings, we're going to start at the top right, and we're going to go to the top left, and then we're going to go in a ladder pattern. So, to show you what I mean, we're going to start with this building, the shrine, then we're going to do the forge, then the memorial, then the distillery, then the lost and found, and then the arsenal. And it's not about upgrading specific buildings. We don't care which building we're upgrading. All we care about is upgrading particular building paths. And the reason we have a particular order for that is just that it makes the tech skips work out properly. So, you've dropped in the shard from Jocelyn Bog, go to the shrine, upgrade it, go to the Skyway ASAP, and you should be able to travel to Rothus Lagoon without any text from Rux. Okay, so as soon as you spawn in here, make sure that you get up immediately and roll down into the left so you can get past this log before it drops. Then you're gonna get here, go to the left side, shoot, moving hammer hit once, and then shoot. And if you don't fall, you'll get through. Then here, do an overhead swing, and then pick up the pike ASAP. Now we're gonna do a Queen Anne boost. So get in the grass, Queen Anne will pop up. As she does, roll, and then just keep rolling in the air across. Then come to below the gate there, and you can just roll around, as long as you hug the gate. And now here, you're going to come to the far side of this wall here, and you're going to get in this little nook. You're going to aim down into the right, pretty much diagonally, and then just keep rolling, and you'll get through. It's a little bit precise, but if you practice it, you can get the angle. It's not too bad. And then your health doesn't matter here, so go ahead and pick up the shard ASAP. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Your health does matter. Get Where Whiskey. Sorry, I'm again confusing different categories. Alright, so get Where Whiskey, which I should have done earlier, and then roll over Queen Anne, pike, musket, grenade, pike. And that will kill her with Where Whiskey. Oh, shard. Make sure to pick up the shard. Don't forget that.
He's got it.
Ha 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 ha.
Kid's done what needed to be done.
Alright. So that's Queen Anne. Again, Where Whiskey, pike, grenade, musket, pike. It's not that bad. Alright. So you drop your shard in, and then again, remember, we're going top right, top left. So we'll go to the top left. Upgrade the building. And then we're going to go to Point Lemaine, which is the worst level by far. So Point Lemaine starts with a really dumb, precise clip through a wall, and you're going to see how it works. Basically, get up to this area here, get in this nook, and just roll up and to the right. And hopefully you get through. You might fall and get through. You also might just not get through, in which case, I'm sorry, but your run is going to get wrecked. And then this whole thing is an auto-scroller. You cannot roll ahead of the level. It will just drop you off the ground if you roll ahead of the level. So, just take your time, kill things gradually. There's not really any need to kill anything in particular, but there's also no reason not to. So just kind of wait until you find things, and then kill them. If you want to be particularly swag, you can use counter blocks and things like that to do it. But frankly, it doesn't matter.
Things eager to take back their turf. Kid don't let so much as one of those.
Alright, and now here what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to get an angle so that I can just roll off the screen along the path of the railroad. Looks like I missed it, which is a shame. If you miss it, you end up doing that. But basically what you want to try to do is from here, angle yourself so that you're going along the path of the railway, and then just roll neutrally. What I mean by neutral roll is don't click the mouse, just roll. If you have a good angle, you'll be able to make a lot of distance. I've been able to get all the way up to here before. like, this far, which is pretty crazy. In any case, once you get here, just make sure you, like, once you get to these little platforms in the middle of this, just pause for just a fraction of a second to let the ground form up ahead of you. Oops.
Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign off on the whole grand.
And then again, here, it's just auto-scroller. Just kill things, do whatever you want. If you have any swag you can come up with, feel free to swag it up a little bit. After all, it's an auto-scroller. That's what auto-scrollers are for.
All the rotten wood there on the rails turned it into swamp weed central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath? While choking on swamp weed? While peckers trying to prick you in the eye?
I always like to see if I can counter-block this guy, but sometimes he can't even shoot me. Look at that, he can't even aim, dude. This guy's much more on point. Also, make sure that you don't waste your health tonics here, because you will actually want a couple of them. There's gonna be a big plant here spewing poison. Just kill him. Get him out of the way.
But then at last, it's the end of the line.
Kill that thing. There's not really any need for you to roll up off the edge here. You can if you want. So you're gonna run up against this barrier here. What you're gonna do is roll around the barrier on the right side, which is easy. Then come up to here. Make sure you don't die. And roll up and right. You will fall off. Now roll directly up. You will fall off again. You will get through the barrier. Get up near him. Up here, as far north as you can. Drink a potion first, then talk to him. This is really important, because those plants back there that you did not kill are going to be shooting you during this time.
When the kid comes to, the man's long gone. There's something else.
It's not a huge deal, though, as long as they only get a couple pot shots in. And the benefit is you get to roll at the end there, which saves you some fractions of a second. It's slightly faster, or maybe slightly slower, than doing the normal way. It's hard to say. Alright, so remember that the order of buildings we're going is like a ladder, so we're going to go off to the right now again, and upgrade what is in the middle right position, which is the memorial on this run. Again, as a reminder, nothing on the right side actually matters in terms of the order you build it. And make sure you get to the Skyway quickly so that you get a tech skip here. Alright, now you're going to the Cauldron. So at the beginning of the Cauldron, there's a skip that is rather precise that I recommend that you practice, because it's right at the beginning of the Cauldron, so it's really easy to practice it. And it will save you a bunch of time. The idea of this skip is that you're going to clip between a wall and a bunch of rocks. The spot is right here. It might not seem particularly challenging, but the idea is you're going to try to go here. That will never work if you go there. You need to go slightly above that position. Right there. I just got it. But it was not the position that you might have thought it was, right? Alright, I'm going to get intentionally killed.
Cauldron cooked him through.
Because doing this is slightly faster than going back to the Bastion and coming to the level again. So again, it's slightly above where you think it is. It's not exactly. One thing that can help is aim at this spot down here. Like, start from about here and aim down this way, and you should get the angle pretty much every time. Also, there's an invisible hole in the ground there, which is awesome. Anyway, this level is a lot of precise rolling. I'm not going to detail exactly how you're supposed to roll here, but there is a pattern that will work pretty well most of the time. Just be careful. Heal it around here if you need to, but if you're going fast, you'll actually be in less danger of dying on this level. Like, when you first start running this level, you'll be in a lot of danger of dying, possibly even twice. But by the time you get used to it, it won't be a danger at all. You'll barely take damage. Alright, so once you get to here, you can roll once up here, and then roll a second time to get to the sky bridge. And now what we're going to do is boost off the stab weed to the left here, break exactly one bramble, because that's the fastest thing. Each bramble that you break costs you lag frames, so you want to avoid breaking many if possible.
Gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city. He comes back looking like the inside of a chimney.
So again, based on our pattern, we're going to upgrade the middle
shard
left
works
this
like
time,
a charm.
which happens to be the distillery.
Monument's heart
Again, we don't need anything from these buildings. Never open a building unless it's the distillery specifically to get where we're at the beginning of the game.
The crack open the distillery's
And again, make sure that you travel here quickly so that you get to the Skyway before Rux finishes talking.
Can't rightly call
So
it
Mountain
a
Sand is
sand
pretty
anymore.
awful. You can actually go fairly fast on this level, but it's challenging. Like at the beginning, you can roll 3 times consecutively if you're fast. Otherwise, what you gotta do is watch for the bushes dropping on the ground, because that indicates the ground forming up, actually. Alright, make sure to pick up the mortar. We're gonna use the mortar in this run. It's a very good weapon.
Quick and clean.
I'm having a little bit of lag here while trying to do this demo.
It's either them
It's awful.
or us.
Make sure to skip all this crap. You don't want to fight anything here. There's no point.
We win. They win too.
While falling here, make sure to recover out of midair, pick up the shard, and then just roll straight through everything at the end of the level. There's literally no reason to fight anything in all of Mountain Sand. You should be able to finish the level in about 30 seconds from getting up to getting to the exit. Alright, so here we're gonna go to the bottom right of the monument. Don't actually roll to the top as I usually do, because we're going to upgrade the building on the right, so there's no reason to go way above it.
We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances.
Alright, so that tech skip right there is actually pretty challenging. You gotta get to this Skyway lickety-split. Alright, Burstone Quarry is an exercise in fun. There's a lot of stuff to clip through here. Well, not clip through, but clip around. You have to take damage because we're going to use Were Whiskey, and the ground is really, really tough to read. But just practice it, and it'll come to you, is really what I'm going to say for everything. So at the start of the level, the way we're going to get through this barrier here, we're not going to waste our time using the mortar. Instead, you're going to go around the top side of this barrier, and then around the bottom side of this barrier, and you're basically going to, like, cut around this edge here to get into here. So you're going to hug this thing, roll once, aim about this way, roll again, and you should end up over here. Just practice it a bit and it'll work. Come here, shoot that guy with the mortar at point blank, roll around that guy, shoot this guy with the mortar at point blank, and then just walk to the next guy, shoot him at point blank, and get a potion. That's awful. You can roll across the ground here. There's a little bit of a spot where you can roll across. Be careful with it, because there's also a spot where you can fall off easily. Anyway, just go around here. Getting the potion sucks. Unfortunately, there was not a lot we could do about that. Don't hit any switches, just keep rolling. Roll around the top of these things, hug that minecart, go between the switch and the gate there, and then what we're going to do, since we haven't taken a lot of damage, is I'm just going to take a bunch of damage bouncing off this idiot. Alright, once we've taken enough damage to get Were Whiskey, which is now, just roll through this gate. You're gonna roll up along the right side here, get behind Lunky, and throw 2 grenades. And if you are quick enough on that, you will kill him before he does anything. I actually was pretty close to missing it, but it's not a big deal. Again, that's just a practice that you have to do in terms of getting used to that positioning and rolling basically off the screen. So open up that Zolf dialogue one time, escape it immediately, and then walk to this switch. I accidentally clicked him a second time, but that was not intentional. Pick up the shard, head over to the gate. Of note, when you're going to the Skyway, you can actually interact with it from a fair distance away, usually about right here. So when you get this close to the Skyway, already you should be pressing your interact key. So normally after the Burstone Quarry, there's this invasion by the Ura in the Bastion. And you do this thing where you fight some Ura, and you go to the center of the Bastion, and you fight them off, and then there's a cutscene, and blah blah blah, and what we're going to do instead is kill ourselves. So run into this guy, then go north, run into the other guy, take hits until you die, come back to life, roll immediately off the edge to take some damage, now let these dudes kill you again. Now, very, very important, restart area. do not exit to main menu right now. If you do, you're screwed. You will have to do Burstone Quarry again. Restart area, open the menu immediately, now exit to main menu, hit enter to confirm, click on story, click on continue. It is very important you do those things in that sequence. If you do not do those things in that sequence, you will be doing Burstone Quarry a second time for no good reason. Anyway, once you come back in the game, if you have the version of the game that came with the History Books DLC, you have to be very careful here, because I'll show you why. So I'm going to get up and roll to the north of the monument as I normally do, and then I'm going to go towards the left to upgrade the arsenal, and you're going to see what happens if I'm not careful. There. If you get in range of that stock pot, you're going to be a very sad panda. So you can't really go too far down along this point. So what you want to do is go up, do the 2 rolls up to the side of the monument here, and then go like this level and go around that little fence there, and that should make it easier.
In case we need protection.
And then you might not get this tech skip here, but it's not a huge deal. It doesn't waste that much time. If you're fast though, you can get a tech skip there, and it saves like 1 or 2 seconds maybe. Anyway, Erzendra Gate. This is yet another level where we need to have Were Whiskey, so we're gonna take some damage as we go. But for starters, in this first screen, we're not gonna take any damage. Bypass these guys, don't get hit. Here, aim roughly directly upright, not isometrically upright, but directly upright. And now here, roll into that guy intentionally, so he'll hit you. And then here, there will be a second guy. Roll into him intentionally as well, so he'll hit you as well. That'll give you about half your health worth of damage.
It came from an Ura, a brilliant young scientist named Van.
So, now, roll up here, and then what you're going to do is roll basically directly up from this spot, and it should get you around there. Now, roll around that guy. If you can avoid getting hit by him, great. If not, no problem. Now, the real challenge is, don't get killed by this guy here, and don't fall. Alright, so if you manage to get all the way here with Were Whiskey and without dying, awesome, you're gold. Now you have Were Whiskey, which is actually really bad that I hesitated so much because these guys are going to be a real pain. Okay, so now that you have Were Whiskey, your damage on these environmental obstacles will always crit. Even on environmental obstacles, crits matter, so you will destroy all these things. So you go through, break these, look how nice that is. Try to break as few as possible. Try to break like along the edge of them so that you don't break too many objects. Because the more objects you break, the more lag frames you get. Each thing that you hit with a melee weapon causes lag frames. This applies to every single melee weapon. Okay, so here, as soon as you pick up the shard, turn around, aim a mortar shot back the way you came. Because sometimes that Ura back there will come towards you. Alright, now get up, aim a mortar shot down here, and hopefully kill that guy, and then throw grenades at these dudes as they spawn, and you should be able to kill 3 of them. And that is the number that you need to kill.
First things first, though. There's someone we figured needed rescuing.
And that's pretty much the fastest you can do that end of level sequence. Again, you need to have Were Whiskey for these. If you don't have Were Whiskey, you can still use the mortar, but it'll probably be slower. Alright, so now we're going to Zoltan's Hollow. Zoltan's Hollow is super extra broken. We're going to clip through every wall here. And it's important that you know where to look to clip through each wall. So to start with, we're going to go along the right here, fire a mortar shot to blow up these objects. And we're going to get in this nook right by this lone object here, and just kind of get into that nook, and then roll. You want to be aiming along the isometric upright direction. Now here you can get in between this chain here and just roll, again, isometrically upright, and it'll just get you through. Roll around that, roll some more. Alright, now you get above the 3rd one of these things, and you should be able to clip through.
By now, every Ura from here to the terminals must know he's in town.
Here you get above the 3rd one again, you roll in. This angle for the next clip inside the thing is pretty hard. Sometimes you can go diagonally upright instead of isometrically, and that'll help. Here, just break the thing with your pike. Or you could use a grenade if you're feeling fancy. Oh, I totally skipped over that one, didn't I? My bad.
The Ura ain't pulling their punches.
Just gonna intentionally die here and do it again. So I can repeat this.
When the Ura
So the thing about grenades is you can use them to blow up some environmental obstacles, but they need something to lock onto. Otherwise, if you don't lock onto something and you throw a grenade, it'll do one of these. Oh yeah, look at that awesome high arc. Screw that. But if you lock onto something and throw it, there has to be a thing to actually lock onto, but if you lock onto something and throw it, it'll take a low arc along the ground. You'll see later where I'll demonstrate. Be careful about the ground forming up at the beginning of the level too. It's very easy to get caught there.
Must be in a panic right about now.
Careful about falling off here too, for that matter. Also, that rattletail will sometimes troll you and knock you off. But don't bother using a grenade that early. It's not worth it. So again, above the third one here.
By now, every Ura from here to the
Now again, just be careful about the ground. And again, above the third one here, and there's this finicky section. Just kind of... just do what it takes to get in there. Then you can throw a grenade here to blow up that wall. Okay, now you're going above, again, the third one. So there's this little chunk here, right up in the corner. Go through there, go around the top of this. Now you want right in the middle of the wall. Go straight through. Again here, be careful. And now just go straight down the middle. Probably by about the third one, you will have to roll around the outside to get through. That's okay, it works. And now... get to Zia. Now sometimes that Ura at the very end of this level will follow you all the way up there and will actually shoot you to death while you're trying to talk to Zia. If that happens when you get back to the Bastion, the entire screen will be black. But it's okay if the screen is black here. All you have to do is get to the Skyway, and that's not that challenging. What you do is you put your cursor in the horizontal middle of the screen, and then you move it just a little bit left, and then you roll 6 times, and eventually you should see the Skyway button pop up. So I've actually done this in speedruns, including in the world record as of this... actually, sorry, the old world record of 4901. It's not that hard, but it can throw you, so be prepared for that. If you want to try avoiding any possibility of getting the black camera, you can always... roll behind Zia, and that'll make it less likely the Ura comes after you. But frankly, you should just be prepared for the possibility that you'll have to navigate the Bastion in darkness. Alright, so here's Tassel Terminals. Break this thing with 2 pike thrusts, and be on your way. When you get to this spot, you'll get knocked up, but it's okay, just recover, and then roll around the bottom of that thing. Now roll through these guys, and then as soon as you get in here, roll off the right edge here. And that will allow you to continue. It'll unlock the camera, which would otherwise be locked. Now get in here, roll through that. Now roll between this big block and the rubble right here. And then roll straight onto the bridge. Ignore the guy, don't kill him, because he will just die as soon as the bridge moves.
Oh, we're not gonna die. It's more like...
okay, once you get here, you're gonna get hopscotch, which is a sadness. So enjoy your last few rolls that you get to have, and then pick up the hopscotch and begin hopping. It's actually not all that important to keep hopping. It's probably very slightly faster, but not by a whole lot. Okay, so I want to have Were Whiskey here, but I don't want to die, so I'm actually going to heal. And I'm just going to keep jumping off here. This is about as fast as actually walking up the bridge myself. Alright, so now I have Were Whiskey. Finally I get here. Throw a grenade straight at that dude. If he drops a potion, don't pick it up.
There's nothing more to say.
Alright, once you get to this guy, get up. Throw a grenade. He killed me. He tends to do that if I wait before getting up. So I'll have to actually redo this area so I can show off the strat. But the idea is... throw a grenade and pike thrust immediately. He will teleport, throw a second grenade, and that should kill him. If it doesn't, there's a possibility he'll just come in and kill you. So try to avoid that. Of course, you could just counter block him off the edge. Anyway, let me kill myself. I'll show you that again. Hopefully fast.
He won't be long now.
Okay.
When we're finished, everything will change. All of this will just stop. Things will go back.
Dude, we still get to roll.
Used to be.
It's so
This
nice.
whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity. You be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way.
Be careful here when you're jumping across this thing. Try not to fall. At least try not to fall before you have to.
You follow
Also,
me?
that guy will try to get you before you actually start this jumping section. And this guy will murder me. Oh, he missed. Okay, that's great. So now I'll have Were Whiskey pretty much on the dot.
Everything you've ever done,
So,
you can do it
throw a
over.
grenade. Don't pick up any potions. See, he dropped a potion. Don't pick it up.
There's
Very
nothing more to
important.
say.
Alright, so, get up immediately. Throw a grenade, pike. Wow, sick. Didn't even lock on. In that case, do slow strats.
Who am I?
You get the idea, though. You're supposed to throw a grenade. You're supposed to lock on, throw a grenade.
There's something else. A confession.
Oops.
How come I know so much about the Bastion? Well,
This
I
section, you're
understand
supposed to be
place.
able to make this jump here, but it's ridiculously tight. So I'm not gonna bother. It's dumb. Okay, that person can, like, completely destroy you if you're not careful. So watch out for the wombo combos. Also, I don't know why I thought I could make that jump. That's not possible.
Test it. So you're probably wondering if the calamity happened already.
Anyway, you just navigate this as quickly as possible. Try to jump across as few platforms as you can.
After the Bastion.
There is probably an optimal way to do it, but I haven't really ever spent too much time figuring out which is bad of me.
I don't know. You're wondering if there ain't
So here,
way out of this mess.
you're gonna do the slightly faster way of going down
I
first.
can tell.
Hit that switch,
But
jump
why would you
across,
even want another way?
hit this switch, and then you can go down. It's just slightly faster. And now here, instead of hitting the switch on the left, just clip around the gate like I just did there.
The weight
Pick
of
up
the
this
calamity.
thing
It's on
that
our
we all hate,
shoulders.
and go up this way. As long as you're sliding, the first action you do will not have an animation, so use it to do the Black Tonic ability of the Battering Ram. Then get over here, do the Black Tonic ability again, then get down here and do it one more time, and that should blow up all the obstacles in your way.
First, we'd
and just
round
get
up
on
as
the,
many soldiers
platform.
we could carry. Of course,
Alright,
that
so the
would-
last section is all about minimizing the number of attacks you do as much as possible,
but
and
then
also not
again,
dying.
next,
It's really important that you don't block with the Battering Ram, ever. Blocking with the Battering Ram does not prevent all
that way,
damage.
all of
It
us-
does not, keep you alive, pretty much.
you know,
It
those
specifically, at the
old
end, makes you
friends
more
giving up
vulnerable.
that shard
And
was
it's
a
generally just a bad idea. So here, use the Black Tonic ability to kill everything. I took way more damage than I should have because I was talking. Here, wait until these three guys all gang up on you, and then use the
Zolf,
main attack, which is the
all they
smash.
want now is to see the Bastion
Then pick up,
fall.
or sorry, use the small attack on those two. Get in between these three, use the main attack,
Can't have imagined
and
this
then
little trap
potion
right
as you
here.
need. Get here, and you should be able to swing attack all three of those guys. Again, potion if you need.
Zolf
Once you
ain't
get
lost
this
every
potion,
bit
use a
he's
Black
to know,
Tonic.
has he? He tried
Activate
to
the dude
mold
here.
plans.
Come over to the right, wait until the guy from the bottom gets close enough to you, and then smash attack. Again, try to go downwards here, and you should be able to get all four within range for a smash attack. If you don't, you'll just have to use another swing.
For Zolf, this ain't a
Now trigger
personal
him, and then trigger him again here. Wait until that fifth blue guy spawns, then drop the Black Tonic ability. And finally here, right before picking up the shard, or right after picking up the shard, use one last Black Tonic.
The era came
And now you're healed to full, so it should not matter that this guy's chasing you, because he'll stop after a minute. Alright, so finally, you want to leave Zolf. So, interact with him, go up to the top left, click on move on, and then immediately activate this switch as quickly as you can, and that will automatically blow up all this crap. Wait for the bridge to form, and just be on your way. Again, it's the same deal, you just want to minimize the number of attacks you're using to kill things.
Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright.
Also, you once again get the benefit that at the beginning, the very first attack you use will have no animation, which means you can just keep moving immediately. So what you want to do is try to lure these first two melee guys. By the way, all the melee guys have a ton of recoil on their attacks. So you want to try to lure the first two guys together so that you can hit them with one attack. Unfortunately, I failed. And you get here, use a swing attack to kill that guy, only because he's in the way. Again, here, wait until these two guys are near you. Then you can kill that guy. Wait until these three guys are on top of you and use a smash. Here, just swing the one guy. Go around this guy. Don't waste your time killing guys you don't have to kill. Wait until these guys get on top of you, kill them. Again, same deal. Wait for more guys to pile on top of you before you move on. Okay, that was an unfortunate amount of knockback, but it's alright. So in any case, once you get to about here, the screen will start fading, and then it doesn't matter what you do. So you can just go for a walk for those few brief moments that you have control. And that's it. I mean, once you get back to the Bastion, you just... actually, it is important to mention, once you get back to the Bastion, make sure you are spamming click to get up. Because the kid will not actually just get up if you're holding the mouse button. You have to spam click. It's really irritating.
Get up, kid.
And you gotta do this 3 times, of course.
Come on, that ain't funny. I say get up.
Once you get up for the 3rd time, you can finally go to the monument as quickly as you can. And then just drop the core in as soon as it'll let you. Sorry, the shard.
The Bastion. It's finally finished.
Also, little known fact, when he says the word now, there's something I want you to see. When he says the word now, that means you have 30 seconds until the game is over. It's just a way that you can tell what kind of pace you're on before you actually do the NPC interaction. That, of course, is assuming you don't talk to an NPC. So remember to make sure that you don't do so. So you're going to walk up to Zia, who happens to be closer.
We can tell you how to work this thing.
Interact, escape after a fraction of a second. Interact, escape. You can't hit it immediately because there's a delay. And then pick your ending. Because you did ASL, you'll be able to pick either ending. Doesn't matter which, as long as you can get to mouse over it quickly. Usually my mouse is on the left side of the screen, so it's faster to click restoration. And timing ends at the time that you click evacuation or restoration. So, time.
Oh, mother. And here I figured you'd have...
So yeah, if you've watched this and you still don't know what's going on, that's okay. What I would recommend that you do is you watch this again. And then you watch it again until you get the idea. This is intended to be a companion to Lawyer Dog's existing video. So I've not taught you everything that there is to know. There's a lot of stuff in Lawyer Dog's video that is out of date, or not as fast as the current strats, and that's okay. But I would highly recommend that you watch his video if you have not already watched it. There will be a link to it in the description of this video. So go check Lawyer Dog's video, make sure you've watched that, and then make sure you've watched this, and watch them repeatedly, frankly. They're great learning resources for this game. Even if you're not even running ASL categories, they're really, really solid. They teach you a lot of stuff that you need to know about Bastion.
Getting ahead of myself, though.
And of course, if you ever have questions about Bastion, you can always send me a Twitch PM, or tweet at me at Voligen, or reach me in the Bastion IRC channel on SRL IRC, that is #Bastion, on irc.speedrunslive.com. We're always more than happy to answer questions in there, me or any of the other runners of the game who are in that channel.